Okay. Oh, it's working now. I don't know. Anywho, as I was saying, oh, hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's also much to show in this grim dark distillery. And if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this Nightmare Priest and Mind Rehab World Magnificent welcomes you. Hello. So, we're supposed to be playing some Merkborg today, but due to me not being able to really focus on that earlier, I do not have anything prepared. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to be working on this really fun little troll. He's great. Got lots of aluminum foil legs, arms, the works, as trolls typically do inside of them. That's common knowledge. Trolls are just filled with aluminum foil. I was going to grab a glove, but here's one right here. Just ASMR for days. Alrighty, so I am thinking next thing on the list for this guy is probably going to be some epoxy sculpt, filling in the arms, but I really kind of want to build up this area too. So yeah, we'll probably do a little bit more aluminum foil right there. Yeah, and we'll have that little strap. So snip these little straps off. I like that button though. Tyler did a good job on that button. So I don't want to cut that off. I'd be ashamed to lose that. Hopefully everyone is doing okay today. I've been spending a good chunk of my time today finishing up the Doom companies as far as getting those little arrows finally cut. I posted some pictures of those on Instagram. So I messed with that eye earlier. There we go. Got a little bit of dust off that eyeball. That was almost bad. Anyway. Not time for that yet. I did cut that, and yeah, something right there. A nice big lump. Wait, are we at finished? Yes. So I did not get as focused as I was hoping to with Solo Borg. So I thought, well, actually, I didn't think Kelly did. She was just like, why don't you stream like working on like stuff? That would probably be good because a lot of people don't get to like hang out in the afternoon. And then, you know, you'd still get to stream and it would be something that you're comfortable with and are wanting to do, which is a big thing. She was like, you know, if people are wanting to watch you, they just want to watch you, not like you specifically do Merkborg. And I was like, that's probably true. So I thought, well, she's probably right, as typical. I will do that. And here we are. How are you, Possum, my dear? Working on this troll. I'm gonna get him nice and lumpy, as God intended for trolls to be. I'm chilling, no work tomorrow. Hell yeah. That sounds rad. Ah, I did cut it. That's fine. All right, just to prove a point. Just like as soon as I pulled it, I felt the super glue. I was like, that's not coming off. Hoo boy. Oh, that sounds great. No work tomorrow. Hell yeah. Friday. Possum getting down on Friday. I feel it. This makes my hand look real silly, like I have a little webbed hand, but that's not the case. Turns out, just the glove. Need some bases to come in so I can base some zombies. Hell yeah. What size bases? Like 25s? 25's a good base for a zombie, or 32, I suppose, if they're bigger. All of the 1490 stuff I put on 25s, which was kind of surprising. 25s, yeah. You know what's weird? 28s. So weird that my buddy Ian, whenever I first was playing, I want to say it's the Neophytes for Black Templar, they use 28s, and so do the weird Cenobite like servitors for like what's his name? Starts with an H. You know what's weird? 20 circles. What's 20 circles? I'm in. I'm here for it. It's weird. I like it. Oh, yeah. Are those a thing? Like, is that a GW size base? What the hell? I'm so out of the... I'm out of it. I'm out of the game. I'm not keeping up. That is comical. Not GW. Okay. Well, even the troll couldn't handle that. I feel like I've seen some real goofy, like, if you took like a oblong, like, for some reason I want to say hot dog. That's not the right word. Hot dog is not good. It's a good descriptor though. I'll tell you that much. In fact, I might use it moving forward, really to describe anything almost now. So hot dog, but almost like an oval. But I've seen some oval, like they seemed like they were like oval 25s, or maybe even oval 20s. Like they're smaller than a 20. I guess it's like a 25, but like an oval instead. So it would be like, I mean, it might be a 20. I don't know. But they're weird. Typically, I've seen them on like Skaven, like rats, for like really small stuff. But that's a weird base. I got confused by Warhammer base conversions. 20 squares to 25 circles in order to 20 circles. Oh. That'll do it. What are they intended for? Now I'm just interested. I'm like, what game uses 20 millimeters or like circles? Or did you have to like get them custom made? I would not have guessed that at all. Model railroad. That is small. I wonder what... Wait, what scale would that be? There's so many scales with railroads. Which is wild. Same thing, I guess, with military models. Like 135, 172, 12 hundo, 148. And that's just like the kind of normal ones. I kind of put 12 hundo in there, but that's not really a normal one. 72 and yeah, 172, 135, and 148 are all over the place. Look at you. That's a face everyone should love. You're beautiful. You're going to have a big growth on your right arm. And that's fine. It's going to have all kinds of bumps. It's going to look bad, but it's normal. Can't stress that enough. For a troll. There's some crazy scale W2 game that's like 54 millimeter. That's nuts. 54 millimeter? Like that? How big is a tank then? Is it like 132 or like 135 scale almost? That seems like it would almost be kind of close, because 135 is big when you put it next to anything else. Oh boy. I am really needing some more zip kicker. I thought about going and getting some today. I did not. Instead, I just have my little bit. The problem is I keep knocking it over because I don't like to use little spritz because it sprays way too much. So I just kind of do this thing right here, and then my goofball hands. They have two modes: hyper detail and potato hand. And I gotta tell you, potato hand is my least favorite mode. I don't like when I have potato hand. But that's how I stab myself right in the hand. That's how I typically do a lot of dumb stuff. The hands just stopped working for a second. I'm like, I don't even know why I did that. Yep. Man, oh boy, you're gonna look so great. Gotta get some epoxy sculpt on that though before I do anything else, which means that I should probably stick with aluminum foil for just a smidgen longer. I don't know if I want to keep these feet. I feel like you kind of need some sillier feet, which luckily for all of us, I have a lot of silly little feet. And I gotta say, after talking to myself for hours, as one does, at least I'm not using Margot as an excuse. After talking to Margot for hours, see, no, she wasn't down here. She's like, don't bring me into your shame, Dad. Yeah, after talking to myself for a good hot minute about commissions and what have you, I was just like, you know what? No, I'm not going to make any child inverteds, but if someone does want a demon, I'd fuck around with that. They're fun. They're fun to make. They're big. Where are my feet? Where the heck are my feet? Are they in here? That's just a bunch of rats. I didn't buy these. Someone's setting me up. Let's see. Let's see if we can find them. Now the thing about finding feet. Oh man. Okay. Well, now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. I feel like, does he need a chapel on his back? No. No. I'm not gonna fuck with Trench Crusade right now. I want to though. The trenches, they call to me. They call so loud. They say, prove to Tomas that you weren't trying to dunk on him. And I wasn't. I just can't fuck around with no Nazis, you know? I had to make sure. Now, Margot, on the other hand, yeah, she was a little hot, and she was like, we can make our own game with trenches and little fluffy animals, Dad. Tell him, tell him, tell him. And I was like, fine, I'll tell him. Where are these feet? Wait a minute, hold on. Those aren't feet at all. Okay, which that means that I've already looked up. Nope, there they are. Are you kidding me? Why are you with Necrons? Necrons and giant parts are not the same. No, we don't need kitty feet. No kitty feet today. Also, I've been thinking about... Okay, it's 148 scale, which I guess isn't that crazy. It wouldn't be that crazy. But yeah, about how big? About 36 millimeters. And it's O scale. Okay, that's, yeah. Which, if I had $1 for how much I don't understand all the letter scales, I would have a lot of dollars. Or just one, depending on how you word that. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. Man, okay, yep, here's the feet I was looking for. Bam, that's a head. Here's some hands. Got some giant parts. These are going to be great. We might just pull all these out. Got a cage. We don't need that. This is a free-range troll. Not having any cages here. Now the next one. Yep. Okay. There's some giant parts. He was supposed to be a Nurgle Demon Prince a long time ago. We were all supposed to be different things, my friend. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know more with that. So from here, I'm probably going to go ahead and just start looking at these feet. Because I do like the feet that Tyler's got. But also I'm like, maybe he would look sillier with some goofy feet. And I'm thinking the answer to that question is yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do that. And I think also maybe switch out the hands. I didn't really want to, though. But I feel like they would fit more with the awful thing that I'm making. I did want to keep... no, we can get rid of those rocks. We can use these hands. We can just give more fingers. We can just add more fingers to them. That would make it look normal. That's the problem. He doesn't have enough fingers. Or toes. I don't know. I really like that foot, though. And it would definitely fit his side of his body a little bit more than the little foot. Yeah. I think we're going to have to go that route. But these will be used for something else. Just like taking off somebody's gloves. And their shoes. Or pajamas. Where is my Dremel? There it is. As you can tell, I need to clean my desk, like bad. I'm messing up. I'm really goofing. Not with drilling, but with not having a clean desk. But I suppose it could be the sign of eccentricity. That's better. That's better. That's better. Big goofy foot. That boy's gonna look so happy. Some big old feet. Gonna need to put a little bit of meat on that ankle though, or it's just gonna snap. Which is a good fun idea, but I don't want it to look too sad. It needs to look scarily sad, happy. Want to stick in the vein. What is the phrase? The aesthetic of the pathetic, as Thistle would say. Thistle was a name used by a very prominent member of the Grimdark community, for those of you who do not know, back on the ammo bunker, which I'm sure still exists. I've not been there in years though. I'm sure Kraut Scientist is still there, holding down the fort, keeping things real. Godspeed. But yeah, shout out to Kraut Scientist. He's got a blog, had a blog, probably still does, The Eternal Hunt. But he was the very first person that I talked to in the 28 community. And the one who told me that I should start posting on the ammo bunker. I feel like I've seen it recently thinking it was gone and was very surprised. Hell yeah. Huh. Oh wait, no, thinking it was gone and was very surprised that it was gone? Oh, that's not good. Not a hell yeah. That's not good at all. That's a hell no. Hopefully Kraut's doing okay. One of the things I really liked was at one point in time he made a model and he gave it a name. And oh, okay, well hell yeah. Hell yeah. He made a model, and I'm pretty sure there's a post on the blog about that. He made a model and he named it just a name, just a random name. And at some point in time, he got hit up by a guy that was that guy's name. And I want to say that he was an attorney. And every time like someone would like look him up, they just kept hitting Kraut's like thing, and he was like this weird little rat man, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I really enjoyed hearing about that. Happy little coincidence. Those feet are gonna look so fun on there. He's gonna be skipping all over town, stealing people's cows, horses, goats. Not cats. Maybe cats. Maybe he only steals cats. puts them in a bucket. That'd be fun. You need a bucket troll. The other idea of what he puts in the bucket is a lot more disturbing. So it's just like, which side do I want to go? Probably going to go the other one, but Kelly's idea, which is so fucking gnarly, was that it should be parts to fix himself, to go back to being small like the bucket troll originally was, which I find utterly horrifying, but delightful on so many levels. Speaking of horrifying and delightful, that is a very unpleasant sound. Just unpleasant, not delightful. I cut my glove. Tore my glove. There we go. Yep. Either A, need to make the hole deeper, or B, cut that. So I think we're going to pick B. That seems like an easier choice. Just I gotta bring his leg back a little bit, so he's skipping. Skip to my loo. Great. That's beautiful. My sweet, sweet boy. How did the rest of your day at work go, Possum? Hopefully well. Did I not drill this hole as deep as I thought I did? It looks like I did. Man, he's given so many Attack on Titan vibes. Just that real goofy look with the awful legs. Yeah, no, that's good. That is, yeah, he's good. I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. Gonna be fun. Okay, a little bit more glue in there. Just because we're really hungry. Yeah. Just like that. Now, is this going to be as uneven as I feel like it is? Nope, that's actually perfect. Sweet. So, I'm going to grab that zip kicker again. Boop, 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 boop. Look at you. What size base does he want to be on? That's a fun question to think about. And how long are his arms now? I'm looking at this one like, does he need a nub? No, that would be kind of good though. Or a lot of claw? Nah, I think we're just gonna go with the initial thought. So there's gonna be a little strap connecting the armor, going up over the shoulder, connecting back to that little button. What's the size up of 40? 50? Like, I want to say, or 60? There's a 60 millimeter base for sure. Let's grab some bases and see. Wait a minute, this isn't the right place. They're over here. Where are my bases? Oh God, somebody help me. I think someone broke in my house and stole all my bases. And I think it was me. Well, now we get to play that game. I feel like they're over there. I feel like my initial thought was right. Yep, there they are. I knew it. Well, no, we don't need any teeth. Well, maybe. I'll come back to that. That's the problem. You know, you think you're not going to use the teeth and then you don't get them out. But then if you don't get them out, then you never use the teeth. Bada bing, bada boom. Here's a base. It's real big. So here's a fitty. It would not fit on that, that's for sure. Here's some weird sized bases. Here's some giant bases. And the rest of these are silly. They would never fit on here. That big weird one and this big weird one are actually eventually going to be a base for trees, for some terrain. But as you can see, all the trees have been removed. So let's see, what are we working with? Because once I put them on a base, it'll definitely be easier to hold. That would be silly, but kind of fits. I love that. That gate is absolutely wonderful in like just a very upsetting kind of like big goofy toddler kind of way. Yeah, or a big goofy Margot toddler. Hey, there you are. Hi, princess. Hello. You don't think that this is good? You think I should go with a bigger one? Well, if you say so, Margot. Like this one? I think that might be too big. Margot, that's too big. I don't know if she knows what she's talking about. I won't admit that I said that. Fortunately, Margot is banned from YouTube after one too many rage-involved incidents. Okay, I think that's it. That's it, right? That's it. Yeah, we're gonna go with a circle. Bet this is a 60 if I had to guess. These are dreadnought bases, right? So maybe it's a 62. 62 millimeter. I don't know. That's an old fucking base, though. 2000. That probably would have been a base that came with the Furioso dreadnought that I bought 26 years ago. That's not when. That doesn't make sense. Does it? Fuck. Does that make... It does. Oh my god. I seriously just turned into Tim Allen Santa Claus for a second. And then I put the base up. I was that upset. Girl, what are you doing? I see you over there prowling. Slinking around. What you up to, huh? I don't know if we ever talked about the base. Google says it's a 60. Hell yeah. I'd have to find the dimensions. But the base for the Walker is the silliest base ever. Okay, girl, you gotta stop screaming, honey. I don't think I'll be able to pick it up, but it's... I want to say one of the dimensions is 240. Let me see. I think it actually is, like, saved. Marco, honey. I know. Okay, no, my hard drive's not over here, so I won't be able to check that. Sorry, guys. But it's big. I want to say it is 240 by like 5 something. It is an obscenely large base. I had to print it out in 2 sections, maybe even 3. I don't remember. Yeah, just a comically large base. And then it's like glued underneath to hold it all together. But that's what you got to do when you want to have a giant creepy base. Not creepy, but giant base for the Walker. It's not too creepy either. Man, I'm loving this guy's pose. It's real fun already. So fun. I think he needs some bumps though, so we're going to give him some bumps. And I'm going to put my hands where they're supposed to be so you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, there is some K-pop Demon Hunters going down in the background. And I'm not upset about it. They're all bops, every song. So, who am I? Fun things that I was working on after our last seeing each other. And that's part of why I was like, man, I'm not ready for Merkborg tonight. One, it's only been a couple days since I streamed the second section, Sunday. So I've just been working on other things and trying to get ready for doing commissions and that kind of stuff. But today I started to work on one of the tables for Wretched, that the thrice damned tongue of Balgaru. It allows you to commune with the child inverted. And what that means for the players is the GM, or if you're playing solo, will be rolling for events that take place while Krator is communing at night with the child inverted, and different events will happen. One of them, no spoilers because I think we already I've talked about it a couple times, but one of the big parts of Wretched is auto-defase, which have always been a horrifying thing that I've been not enamored with, but they're a thing that's fun to play with in stories, which auto-defay means acts of faith. And they essentially were what the Inquisition would carry out when they would burn witches and whatnot. So as you can imagine, in Merkborg, it's like dialed up to 12. But that is the easiest way to give our gifts of the Child Inverted to the Inquisition without them understanding where it came from or where our intentions are. And that's fun. There's some other really fucked up things. See the Ritual of True Sight, which in order to see and commune more effectively, one must shed their mortal vision. So that's how you end up with lots of weirdos running around with just gaping eye holes. Fun. And then you just run around and be like, grant us eyes. You know, we're not doing that. But you could. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited to show the little table. It's definitely lots of little fucked up little quests to be drug along with Willem Dafoe as Krator as Willem Dafoe. Okay, so K-pop Demon Hunters. The voice of the big demon. That is a guy from Squid Game, right? Perhaps, perchance. We gotta pin these feet, dog. Bird. Not all the way through, you goober. That was way more super glue than intended. Come on. This is probably how I got blue stuff on my shirt this morning. I'm not happy about that. Which is frustrating because it's just like, one, well now I feel like my blue and my green are going to be out of balance from how much I have, because clearly a lot of blue came out. All right, buddy. This guy is definitely going to have a bunch of nails, though. I don't think he needs to have any restraints or anything on him, but I like the idea of lots of nails. That's fun. Glove. This is where the super glue is coming back to get me. Right there. This is what I'm talking about. There we are. Well, that's kind of helpful, actually. Yeah, fuck it. Alrighty. Do we want to pin that foot? Or just this one? I don't know why I'm even asking. We all know that I'm going to pin it. This is life. Gotta put it in the toes. That's where it goes. If you're wondering where I'm going to drill this hole. Big toe. Pinning them grippers. got to pin these grippers here. We don't want nobody slipping. A positive note of like being a psycho who pins everything is you don't have to worry about them like falling and like breaking often. A lot of these have survived good descent, and the fact that they are kind of coated in super glue and filled with music wire holding them all together means that they can handle that. Whereas if it was plastic or resin, it would explode. That's not good. Not after all the work we've put in, eh? Look at that. Get in there. I hear a bop going down on the other side of the other side of these cabinets. I think it's golden. Yeah, that's golden. That's good. That's fucking bop. Not even. If you disagree, you're just wrong. That song's so fucking catchy. So catchy that they're like, hey, let's put that Netflix movie in theaters. Like, that's crazy. I've also been thinking more and more about that review that I read last night that it just, I don't understand it. And it's why I get so defensive and angry with like horror, because I think it's not given the respect as a genre that it needs. But one of the reviews that was like shit talking about weapons was talking about they didn't understand where the movie's name came from. It didn't make any sense. There's lots of plot holes, and it's just like, man, I just can't. I just can't. There's literally a part in the movie where they explain where the name comes from. You can't make people not understand things, understand them, other than just blatantly telling them. And if that doesn't work, I don't know. I don't know how to make it easier. But, you know, that's just like their opinion, man. Ooh, her voice just cracked. Spoiler alert. That only happens if you're like half demon. Brain turn off, movie go in eye holes. It does. It's good. It's just a good bop. But yeah, not horror for me. I like to. If it's a good horror movie, I ranted and raved about this last time Sam was over. So you all have him to thank for supporting my ideas. But I very much think that horror is a genre that you do not experience, that if it's done well, it happens to you. Which is not a thing that I think a lot of people like to hear, but I think good horror is like that. It taps into the primal side of us. So that's always my kind of goal whenever I make stuff, is to try and make it something that anybody, no matter like where they're from, will look at it and will find something deeply upsetting on like a human level. That is how you make good demons, in my very biased opinion. But toot toot to toot. This isn't a demon, this is just a troll. And he's just how God intended him. So, there you go. Spoiler alert, I'm really fucking good at snapping. And it's not because I just naturally am, like a psychopath. I spent a long time, at one point, just been like, man, I'm just gonna get better at snapping. And I did. That's a fact. A fact that makes my son Theodore very upset. He wishes he could snap. He does not have the equipment for it though. His thumb's back here. But he can dance. I don't know if I've talked about this, but since, you know, K-pop Demon Hunters is on the other side over there, I'm but a vessel for which entertainment goes in. I am but a vessel. I really like the kitty demon in that movie. I know that's very surprising, but they are just absolutely wonderful. I'm just like, that's good. And I also like the bird's hat. Big fan of that bird hat. That was the other part. I'm still not over it, I guess. That was the other part of the review, is it compared weapons to long legs, which is just offensive to me and my sensibilities on all kinds of levels. It's kind of like comparing Friday the 13th to The Shining. But maybe I just get offended about things other people don't. And I hate the idea of a single in K-pop Demon Hunters theater. So yeah, I got to tell you, I do too. I would like for that movie to be enjoyed the way it was intended, in the company of only my loved ones and no screaming children. I don't want to sing along with children. I don't know. I'm not a... I don't know. Maybe I would. That's the same thing with like Rocky Horror. I fucking love Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think that's common knowledge. I think I've talked about it a lot. And I think that movie is best looked from the view of horror or science fiction. Like, pretty much the song at the little beginning kind of tells you. No, I've talked about that. But what about the part where everyone gets up and does a soda pop dance? I don't like that. No, I don't want everybody in the theater soda pop dancing around me. I really don't want everybody in the theater soda pop dancing around me at my house either, though. I want to make that clear. That's not the problem. The problem is not the location of having a bunch of strangers dancing. It's the being there while the strangers are dancing. That's not safe. Oh boy. That stuff was spinning so fast. Ah, does he have two normal sized hands? Are they the same size, or is one kind of smaller? One of them's definitely going to look infected. It's going to be that one. Why you got these little gloves on? The Templar crosses. What the fuck you get up to? Yeah, I don't know if we're having that, but... Or maybe we will. He just wants to be in the trenches so bad. And I feel like he deserves it. But I don't know what we would use you as in the trenches, buddy. I feel like he's not made for fighting, this guy. He's a lover, not a fighter. Where's that bucket? Okay, so here's one hand. Here's another hand. Definitely could use that one holding something. I think we will. In fact, I'm positive we will. He's going to have some pants on. Don't worry about that. What the hell did I do with the rest of that hand? Might be on one of my demons. I don't know. In you go. That's good. That's a good grabbing hand. Okay, I love it. Let's do a little bit of shaving now. Did I already do that? A little bit. At one point in time, I tried to use this hand, I suppose. Thursday. Shaving. Brush, brush, brush. Brush, brush, brush. Brushing everywhere. Yep, that's a good hand. That is a good hand. Get back on there. You get off there. That looks right. But what about the part where I don't get something to soda pop dance? Soda pop dance is fun. But I think Golden's probably my favorite. I also really like the end song. The end song's really good too. But yeah, again, my favorite part. I really like that crazy-eyed blue kitty. It's very fun. I'd like to know more about what he's up to. There you go, Netflix. I'll tell you what the people really want. They want the Kitty and Bird sequel. And by they, I mean I. Me. Now. Or else. They're already making a second movie. It better only be about those two, or I'm gonna be angry. There's no way they won't, right? It's Disney, right? No, it's Netflix. What the hell am I talking about? What the hell am I thinking? Such a lumpy boy. Lumpy in all the right places. God, my coworker was blasting K-pop at work today. Dude, I love K-pop. I love K-pop. I love J-pop. Especially J-pop. If you're looking for some J-pop recommendations, fam, I got you. Number one, Inflow. Inflow's, I'm actually not J-pop. It's rap. It's pop. It's J-pop. I yelled, use your headphones. Oh, me? Oh, wait. Oh, no, yeah, I don't know at work. Yeah, CL 100%. Hell yeah. CL? What is CL? Him. Yeah, no, I get it now. For a second there, I was like, my headphones, oh shit, is it too loud? And I was like, oh no, you're talking about your coworker. And I get that. So, at the same time though, I don't know. When you look at them, where you like, I bet that guy's listening to K-pop. CL is a K-pop artist. All right, well, I'll have to look into that. So yeah, I think the majority of, I was listening to you. Oh, well, thank you. Shut up. Listen to this guy talk. Being a weirdo in his basement. It's me. I'm the weirdo in my basement. Man, okay, what the hell? Where's that other hand? These are two right hands? GW, you think he's just always going to be carrying a stick or something? That's crazy. That's crazy thinking. However, so how many fingers are on this hand? 3. So definitely we're going to go with the one with 4. Yeah. Aren't we all weirdos in our basements? Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, this movie's so catchy, y'all. Also, there's one of the members of, is it the Baja Boys? Not the There's no way that's it. That's not it. It's not Baja, right? What is their name? The ones who sing Soda Pop. Is it? There's no. It's not Baja. Like the Baja Men. I don't have a basement. I'm sorry, Possum. Saja. There we go. So that instantly made me think. The other day when I asked, I was like, "Hey guys, I need a recommendation for a playlist for my vasectomy." The funniest thing that I thought of, and again, it's just like not acceptable, but it's just a playlist. It only has Who Let the Dogs Out the whole time, 30 minutes. And I think that it would have been like the first time through, maybe a laugh, and then they would have been like, okay, we're going to have to, I'm not doing this. Instead of just listen to Polyphia, which I did. My doctor was just like, no metal. And I was like, I mean, they're the greatest metal band in the world, but they're actually a pop band. Does that count? And the reason it counts is she was just like, oh yeah, I don't like to listen to metal. It makes me angry. And just like, I can't think. Yeah, so that's of course always a good one. What's new, pussycat? All right. The funniest part of that is you have to give them hope that it's over. It's the like 3 times in a row, and then a different song, so everyone's just like, oh, thank God, and then immediately get them when they let the guard down. That's sick on such a level. It's just like, man, that is psychopath behavior. Love it. That's funny. Oh, John Mulaney. But yeah, you're still a Tom Waits song waiting to be sung. Yeah, that's always true. That or, I was gonna say Lucero, but at this point, I don't think I'm anything like a Lucero song waiting to happen. No, maybe a Dimebag solo. My life is a Dimebag solo, and I'm learning not to care. It's the alternate lyrics that my buddy Sean and I used to sing. There was a band from Nashville called Secret Stuff. They were dope. I don't know if they're still together or not, but our buddy Michael, this was his band. I don't know if they're still together or not, but yeah, they had a song called My Life is a Steinbeck Novel. And that is one thing. It's like, oh, if your life's a Steinbeck novel and you're learning not to care. But if your life's a Dimebag solo, you just have the highest highs and lowest lows, and it's just maddening. A very fun. What the? Man, I gotta tell you guys, this is kind of freaky. I'm looking at the video of me, and I'm like looking in the floor right now. How long of a delay do I have on the stream that I'm watching? That's nuts. Love a good Steinbeck story. Yeah, hell yeah. My life is a Steinbeck novel. I was trying to think of scary stories to tell in the dark. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of Steinbeck, and I was thinking of like, what other books that I really liked around that time? I was like, well, those were really good. Nothing like a children's book that has some of the gnarliest artwork you've ever seen in your life, even as an adult, to grow up on. Gotta love it. Man. My Life is an R.L. Stine novel. You just find out that like the mask you bought is haunted, and you're like, hell yeah. Or like, you get home and it's just like a plant person, part plant. Does she eat worms? I'm trying to remember what the dad does in the basement. Man, goosebumps, dude. Goosebumps. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, Merkberg. Pretty sure Johan got that tattooed on him. Oh my god, Merkberg. Yeah, so that one I think actually really kind of impacted Kelly. That was a little bit scary there for a second myself. Wasn't really paying attention. So here's the thing, I gotta tell you guys. The later in the evening it gets, since I wake up at like 6, the more I'm like, oh boy, are we sure we want to handle knives? And I'm like, I'm good, dog, look at me. Throw me that knife. Speaking of throw me that knife, it kind of reminds me of at my buddy Alan's wedding. At one point in time, I don't remember if it was my mom or my wife, but one of them was just like, where did you get that baby? And it was my buddy Alan's baby, and I was like, oh, so-and-so gave it to me. And they're like, are you good to be holding that? 'Cause that's the thing, I don't like to hold babies. They make me anxious, they make me nervous, and I was a couple drinks in, so that's when I was like, yeah, give me that baby, I'll hold it. sure, go to the bathroom. I'm good. I'll just hang out with this baby and hold it. And that's when other people found me and they were like, why do you have a baby? Who left you with a baby? And I was like, I don't know. But yeah, why I'm bringing that up? Kelly had a dream the day that I was just like, hey, hold on to this real quick. I gave her a baby and she was like, whose is this? And I was like, I don't know. I just found it. And that's just like, yeah, same. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I can't stress that enough. I I have so many friends that have had kids now, and it's just like, I never want to be that guy that's just like, nah, I don't want to hold your baby, dude. Keep it over there. Keep it away from me. But it's just like I don't feel safe. And I know it's like, oh, you know, they're durable. But it's just like, I don't want to drop the baby and then I'm responsible of like, oh yeah, that time your baby got dropped, because it's kind of like my cats. I wouldn't be like, hey, come over here and hold Margot for me. I'd be like, nah, I got her. It's cool. You stay over there. You do you. Which kind of reminds me of a video. Fuck, I'm not in the window. Come on, Eli. There we go. So it kind of reminds me of a... Shit, I lost it. Nope, it was a video that I sent to Kelly the other day. It was this guy who was just like, I hate when people, like, you know, like, oh yeah, I can come over. Is that cat still there? And it's just like, well, yeah, he lives here. It's his house. Of course he's here. You know who's not going to be here? You. Yeah, that's a great hand. No, it's okay. I can hold Marco. You would. Yeah, that's between you and Margot Possum. But I gotta say, I think she would let you. Uh, Even Greg was just like, okay, I'll touch that. And Greg doesn't like to touch cats, so that meant a lot. I was really happy. So I can get, because of that, like I don't want everyone to be like, oh, I don't like kids. I don't keep your kids near me. I'm not holding your kid. It's not a thing that happens often, but it is an anxiety when you're like, man, I hope someone asks me to hold that baby. Now, if it's a cat, though, I gotta tell you, I'm like, God, I hope they ask me to hold that baby. Because if they don't, I'm gonna ask them, and you don't want to be that guy. It's like, hey, whatever we're doing, is it cool if I hold your cat for a little bit? Hey, can I hold your cat for a little bit? So I know the McElroys, I think, have a Can I Pet Your Dog? Can I Pet Your Dog podcast? Can I hold your cat? There is somebody who lives in my town that has a bumper sticker that says, tell your cat I said pss, 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 pss. And I really like that. And every time I see them, I come home and I'll be like, Theo, you're not going to believe what I just saw. And he's like, what, Dad? And I'm like, somebody told me to tell you pss, 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 pss. He was like, what the fuck's that even mean? I'm like, I don't know, man. We typically say Theo he has a common knowledge of a couple things. He's very big fan of salmon. However, he does misreference salmon. Typically, if anything is on our plate and he wants it, we're like, give me that salmon, because he really likes salmon. There's a couple of things in our house that's just like, once you open them, they sound like a treat bag. They have that crinkle to them. And I gotta tell you, there's just like few things that I like less than finding out that something I've brought into my house also makes that sound. Like, that I didn't know about at the time, but it's just like, oh boy. Every time I open this, you guys are gonna scream at me. And if I give it to you, you're gonna be angry at me. Because you think I'm playing a trick. They're very aware. No, it's okay. I can hold Margot. She actually, yeah, maybe. The amount of people that know that we have 3 cats is surprisingly low for, like, per who's been in our house. Typically, people think we have 1, and that is Theodore. If you come in my house, Theo is just like, hello, nice to meet you. Welcome to my home. He is the greeter. That's where the hand goes. He's gonna be carrying a bucket. What kind of bucket troll doesn't have a bucket? Yeah, I'm thinking right there. Needs more super glue though, because this is not sticking, my friends. Wow, wow, wow. Say cheese and die. That one definitely impacted Kelly. Slappy, I know, was definitely a cause of nightmares. And part of the reason that I'm not allowed to have puppets, I'm pretty sure. The other part is entirely on me. You don't make heroes out of ventriloquists. That's what I would say if I was in Jesus' camp. And I don't believe that at all. I love ventriloquism. It's horrifying. Man, I just remembered. Also, Dan Ammon is a hack. Wait, what? Why is Dan Ammon a hack? What happened there? Also, he copied Sage Season Die by 40K. What the fuck? With what? Which story? Man, now I'm intrigued. That sounds great, but again, just because it's Abnett, and then also I love ventriloquism. Oh wait, are you talking about like that's not like an Eisenhorn, right? I don't know, I'd have to look up. Is it the part in Eisenhorn? Because if it's like the spectral like interrogation, or like the dude that he puts the bomb in. If we're talking, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. I'm looking at you, Kelly. She's two books deep, and she refuses to listen or read the third because she knows how much I love it. God, that book fucked me up. Like that, I did not expect. And that's why I guess I like it. And that's how I like my 40K. I like my 40K where characters are people, and when they die, it impacts you. Which is why I've never found Space Marines too interesting to a certain extent, because they can only have so much character to them because they do not have their humanity. They've lost it. Pretty much the moment that they got cut open and had, 60 plus different crazy organs put inside them. And then the psycho conditioning, that does a little bit too. Man, oh man. Alright, friend, I'm gonna need this to stop being a thing. Quit being so crinkly. Do it. There we go. Maybe there's some like camera that kills people or something. Oh, that is backcloth for a backcloth for a Crown Additional. I fucking love that story. If it's that one, if it's the one about the dude that essentially when he takes a picture of people, it either A, it kills them, or B, it like traps their souls, or it like lets demons in. I don't remember which one, but it's been a bit since I listened to that one. But that sounds like backcloth for a Crown Additional, and that I love that one. I love all the Eisenhorn, like all the little stories. The Beckwin novel, the next Beckwin isn't out yet, right? Please tell me it's not. I'm gonna be actually really upset because that's something I do fucking really want to read. Beckwin, book 3. No, thank God. Okay. Pandemonium. That's what it's gonna be called. Oh, Well, looks like it's delayed. Piss. Well, I was like, bro, straight ripping while I was dying here. Yeah. I've not, I guess I've not personally. I don't remember. I don't remember thinking that it was real R.L. Stine like. Um, but truth be told, I'm just going to throw this out there. Dan Abnett writes about a crazy photographer, artist, playwright. I'm probably going to like it. I love stories involving individuals like that getting up to crazy stuff. It was a very silly joke. Ah, gotcha. I was just making sure I didn't misunderstand. I was just like, I don't remember if he did something like that. So I like that this guy's butt cheeks kind of just become like back rolls. I don't know if Kelly heard me or not. I'm gonna make sure. No, she's not even down here. I'm over here trying to make Alyssa Edwards jokes, and she's not even fucking paying attention. Are you kidding me? That's what my wife's doing right now. For those of you not in the know, Alyssa Edwards is a really dope drag queen, and that's one of her like most famous quotes is back rolls. And if she had been down here, she would have laughed. I have not watched any Drag Race in a hot minute. We've watched so many seasons, and then I'm trying to think what we switched to then. I don't remember. Possum, here's one for you. Have you seen Pluto? The anime on Netflix? If not, I really need you to watch that. For you. It's a gift for you that I am just kind of pushing. Oh my God, Possum, I'm so excited for you. I wish I could fucking watch it again for the first time. It is one of the best like animated series I've ever seen. It's a mini series. Let me just take a peep on old IMDb and see what it got. It's fucking high as shit. I remember that though. And I want to say the Rotten Tomatoes is even stupider. Pluto, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes and 8.1 on IMDb. It is one of the best anime. Like I don't know if it's true anime. No, I think it is because it's the director of Monster. Yeah, the guy who directed it. It's only 8 episodes. Each one is like an hour though, but it is a retelling of a arc from the Astro Boy anime, but it's a retelling of that story, and the director is the director, the writer of the anime Monster, which is about a doctor who accidentally saves a serial killer and then is just pretty much entangled in that life now, and trying to fix his mistake or come to the conclusion if he should, what he should do. Yeah, so it's about Astro Boy. I cannot stress enough how much it is worth your time. It is unbelievably good. And I think you'll maybe get 15 minutes in before you meet my favorite character in the whole thing, and you will love him. That's a guarantee. That's a red wet guarantee right there. Some biomechanical monstrosities. Really, really, really good. Really, really good movie. Show. Series. Mini-series. But yeah, would not recommend it if I didn't think that you would like it, for certain. It's I've never watched anything Astro Boy. I absolutely respect, the lineage of anime. Cyber City 808. All right, I'll bite. If it's good, if it's a recommendation, I'll take it. I'll write that down. Man. So I have like a bunch of notes that I write things in, as many people do. Cyber City. OEDO. 808. Is that like some 808s and Heartbreak? Ah, yeah. Or just 808s. Greatest line in all of anime. 3 episodes, 45. All right. All right. All right. I'm in. I'm in. But yeah, the arc is about the greatest robot who ever lived. And it's essentially a robot that is killing all of like the superhero robots. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Oh, that makes it definitely a lot easier. I love that the 97 Berserk is just on YouTube. I'm really always stoked to be like, hey, just look it up on YouTube. And then let me know when you finish it. There's a lot of... there's a pretty long list of people that I have introduced to Berserk with the Golden Age arc animes. And I gotta tell you, there is a little bit of me that just like just eats tears when we get there, because I'm just like, man, you're about to be really upset. And I experienced it, so I just want to see it happen to you too, bud. Because, man, if you don't know what the Berserk's about, and you end up on the third movie by some chance, you're like, oh, it's just like fantasy stuff. Shit gets cray. And you'll be like, I don't know about this. And it's still not as fucked up as the manga. Berserk's great. Yeah. Yeah, he's fun. That's a fun boy right there. Looks like he would just go stomping through your pumpkin patch. That's not so wet, is it? No, that's dry. All right, no, I'll check that out. I'm trying to think of what else that guy made. He doesn't need a second. So I also was briefly thinking of a second head, but that's not good. We won't be doing that. All right, hands. I don't think we want any antlers or anything either, but that is kind of fun. Well, hold on. That's not where antlers go. They go up here. No, that'd be too silly. Yeah, that'd be too silly. We don't want any antlers on this boy. Nah. Trolls don't have antlers. What am I thinking? Thinking maybe I could find a spot that I would like, because I love antlers. But no, not thinking. Not thinking it's going to work. Sorry, antlers. So yeah, I think from here we're going to go into epoxy sculpting. Might cut that stuff away real quick, because that's going to be a problem. Wham. 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 Just kind of peel it off the top a little bit there. Just a little bit. All the way around, as one does. Yeah. So that's the skin area. Those are buttons. Okay, I think Kelly's back. Made a great use of back rolls earlier and you missed it.
Back rolls?
Yeah, exactly.
Back roll.
And I said, this troll's butt cheeks have become his back rolls now. And then I was like, back rolls? And then I peeked over you and you weren't here and I was like, damn. It's like, Kelly would have loved that. 10 out of 10, thank you. That's what I was wanting. That's good. Reborn, how are you, my sweet? Your boy just working, huh? Working hard or hardly working, eh? Hey, Greeblin? So Possum, how many of those little crazy little skeleton bio dudes were you wanting? And how detailed were you wanting them? While I'm just here and I got you. I can think about that while I'm adding some epoxy sculpt. I think it definitely would be fun. Come here, you little rope. Gotta get that off. That's not gonna look right. It reminded me of, I think Dark was working on, but then I was like, no, I think it's not the same. Starting off with one and pretty detailed. Hell yeah. Okay, chill. As long as it wasn't like crazy, like a whole bunch of them. But yeah, no, that definitely sounds fun. Yeah, look at that happy boy. What a good face. Okay, let's get you some skin. Let's lay some skin on them, Scat Cat. Anybody? Aristocats? Say that to my nephew all the time. Lay some skin on me, Scat Cat. And he just kind of looks at me like, what do you want? That's what Thomas O'Malley says. To the leader of the jazz band. But eventually I'd like to do a full little war band, which would be a total of 4 or 3 in the future. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That was fun. A little squeak. A little squeak there. That's not enough. What am I doing? Come on. Now that might be enough. Really lather this boy down in some epoxy sculpt. Bow, bow. Yeah, that me earlier. The statement was not shooting down anyone having kids or not feeling anxious when they pick up kids tomorrow. I just do. Yeah, that's a good amount. That's a good amount of epoxy sculpt. And then the opposite is also true. And I'm just like, can you hold my cat in a comfortable way? You're making me anxious. That's my son. You gotta support his undercarriage. He's got heft. He's got heft. The boy's got heft. And heart. Yeah. Probably about there. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. I'm gonna have to get these gloves wet. All right. Just a little bit. Otherwise, it'll just stick all over my hands. You want to make sure to get the deepest mason jar as you can. That way, when you get to the bottom, you're like, well, I fucked up. Eventually, I'll be there, and I'll let you know how it goes. I think I realized that the moment I put all of it in there. I was like, I fucked up. That was a mistake. Shouldn't have done that. Alrighty. We're going to start on the sign. You heard the Mammoth Miniatures and Ranch Grams will stop shipping to the USA in a month? I did. I did see that, which it's just like, well, that's just great. The amount of stupid shit in the world right now, man, is pretty heavy. It's a lot. That is no fault of yours. I cannot say that enough. I hate that for them, though, because I know that has to be impactful. For everybody that wants to order something from them, and yeah, just all of it. Just like, really? Every time I hear Mammoth Miniatures, it makes me think of Mammoth Electronics. It's the first thing that just comes to mind. I used to buy a lot of components from them. That is good looking skin on the back. It looks awful. That doesn't look bad. It's taken the texture of this glove. It has like an elephant kind of like hide to it. I don't hate it, but I gotta say, that's more of like when we're ready for texture. Not right now. A little too soon, my troll friend. Man, it's gonna be so fun putting hair on this guy. Big hairy troll with lots of bumps and loose skin. But yeah, the note, I looked at the note to add that in there, and I have absolutely no idea the context. It just, the last note that I wrote says, Salami lives in Sam's crawl space, or his attic, like the crawl. There's this little hole in the attic in Sam's house. For a while, that was like that was really the main chunk of my AI art for a while, was just really spooky things, specifically in Sam's attic. He loved it. He loved them, all the spooky things in his attic. And by that I mean he was just like, why are you making so many spooky things in my attic? Yeah. Which, as someone that, when I was younger, had a real spooky attic myself, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. It's just who I am. Just comes out sometimes. But yeah, some real spooky stuff. I really don't remember what salami was, though. It's probably salami. I'll have to ask Kelly. She might remember. I'm sure it was some random thing I made up. It was definitely awful. That's for sure. Kind of also sounds like the name of that one guy's puppet. But I think his name is spelled like salami. I believe that's the cat. David Liebhardt's cat puppet. I think its name is Salami. That said Salimi. I don't know what Salimi is. Maybe it'll come to me. Oh boy. All that epoxy sculpt and nowhere to go. Except to town. With a bucket. Gonna have to give him a bigger bucket, that's for sure. The bucket he had would not hold very much. So we're gonna give him a little metal handled bucket for sure. And then probably use, if I had to guess, one of the rims from like one of those cars. I feel like that'd make a good bucket. Good, easy bucket. My hands need to be wetter. And my apologies about no Merkborg tonight. I will get back to that, I promise. Really just trying to get some other things on the go though. The komishas are definitely one that I want to do. Takedown's good too. So many good bops. So here's one for you. The game Tales of Iron 2. I'm playing that. It's hobby hangs are always appreciated. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I was thinking that might be something people might like. Not everybody is up at 6:40 in the morning, or I guess it's 8 now. Huh. Look at that. We've even updated times and whatnot. I know I definitely appreciate doing it more at 8. I feel like I'm more awake and I'm able to get more stuff done, be focused, not feel like I'm rushing. And that's kind of what I was wanting to do with solo Borg. I want to, as soon as I get the time to really play, I guess, Merkborg solo. You are so silly. What are you doing, you big silly troll? I still haven't decided on a name. Grebo came to mind just now, but Grebo sounds a little too silly. I don't want him to be very silly. Despite what you may think. If I'm being honest, I'm a little bit naive. Oh, I'll never look at you the same way again. Putting on the epoxy sculpt. Giving him some skin. Now his little butt. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's getting creepier. Definitely getting creepier with the pants. The irony there. Good grief, he's naked. Get back here. Probably gonna have a loincloth. Probably some loincloth fabric. Yeah, we'll do that. This movie has too many bops. It should be a crime. It should be illegal to have so many bops in a row. Save some bops for the rest of us. And some boops. Back rolls. There they are. Butt cheeks become back rolls. The next book in the George R.R. Martin Game of Thrones series. My Game of Thrones Merkborg hack. Almost there. Look at you go, friend. Okay, there's the water. So one thing that I really like about Boxy Sculpt is that once you get it wet, it just kind of becomes like a slip. And you can absolutely make it a slip if need be, which is definitely handy when you're sculpting big things. Sometimes you've got an armature like these, and you don't want to use a whole bunch of epoxy sculpt, and you'd rather just lightly cover it, but you still need something to grip. That's when a slip is handy. Very, 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 very thin, watery coat, essentially. That would be a slip. That was a crazy noise, Margot. You sounded like a train. You are a train? What kind of train? Like a bullet train? Like a steam train? I can get that. Like a little fluffy train. Like a little car. Totoro. I don't know why, but Totoro just made me think of really, 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 really good movie that I want to say is the same director of Parasite. If you're looking for another movie recommendation, it's easily like top 10 movies. It's really good. That I like in my like. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. But Memories of Murder. That is a really, 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 really good like thriller. Like one of the best I've ever seen, in my opinion. Cannot speak enough praise about that movie, and I'm pretty sure it was that director's first film. But holy shit, that was a laser beam. Okay, I didn't know if you could hear it or not. It did kind of sound like a like a train and Margot combined. Did I make literally the perfect amount of epoxy sculpt to cover this guy? It's a Christmas miracle. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is about the unsolved murders that took place, I don't remember what year. I want to say in Korea. I'll have to look it up. But holy shit, that movie's good. It's really intense. Talk about like suspense and whatnot, and just good detective stories. That one. That one is a good one. Also, after talking about True Detective, Kelly and I are like, we should watch the second season again. So, I will stand very firm. Nobody needs to waste their time with the fourth, though. But that's just my opinion. I was very disappointed. They had so much opportunity, and I just feel like the story didn't go anywhere. It kind of didn't really make sense, the vibe that they were trying to stick with. It seemed like they just kind of went in too many different places. And then it just kind of ended, and I was like, oh wow, I guess it was supernatural. Or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Can't really tell. Maybe I didn't understand it, just like that one person didn't understand weapons. Who's to say? Look at that happy boy, though. Man, I bet he'd look good in some pants. He puts some pants on that guy, he goes into work, gets a job. Bam. Next thing you know, he's working at the grill. And you're like, man, are you sure that guy can handle the grill? No, he can't. He's actually very afraid of fire, so that would be a problem for him. Yeah, there we go. Just fill in those gaps. Beep, boop, pop. Boop, boop, beep, bop. Yeah, right there. Almost. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Oh man, this guy. Let's get that off. I don't like that big hole right there, but I don't really want to fill it in with epoxy sculpt. It's kind of a big hole. I think aluminum foil would be better in there. Perchance. No. We've already got some. It's just kind of lumpy. Yeah, I don't want to shovel. This movie has too many bops. I just, every like 5 minutes, I'm just like, man, that's another bop on over there. Yeah, I wish it wasn't a sing-along version in theaters. My nose just whistled. I'm so sorry about that. Margot, honey, please don't scream. The problem with Margot screaming a lot is she doesn't know what she's screaming about, but she thinks I know. I don't. I mean, I do. I'm so sorry. What? Girl, you're crazy. You agree. Where are you? Over there? Oh, Margot. What, honey? You are just sitting in the floor screaming at me. What am I going to do with you? Margot wants to be a scream queen. Duh. Yeah, you're right. And now she just slinks off into the dark. That girl, I tell you what. I don't think you're ready for the takedown. Margot's gonna hide at the top of the stairs. I'm not ready for the takedown. She does have a strong enjoyment of hiding in the dark and jumping out and scaring people. She does legitimately enjoy that. Classic Margot. Man, you are fun. Look at you. Just the kind of outline you want to see slinking through your fields late at night. Ha ha ha. Hee hee hee. That arm's gonna have a whole bunch of lumps. She is the final girl. Yeah. Yeah. She says, I'm the villain. I killed all the others. Now it's just me. I'm the Scream Queen now. Which there, just made me think of the movie High Tension. If you're looking for a wild ride, that's one. French horror film with some pretty gnarly moments. I would not group it in the same kind of category as a lot of my horror recommendations. I'm not saying I recommend it, it's just that's a horror movie. It exists. I've seen it a couple times. It's French. It's pretty good. It's worth watching once if you like horror. If you don't like horror at all, I can't stress enough how much you don't want to watch that movie though. Another really good French movie, Martyrs. Pandorum. Pandorum is a great film. Is Pandorum French? It doesn't have to be, but I was just trying to think of other French movies off the top of my head that I'm a fan of. Pandorum's fucking so good. I love that movie. Man, I haven't thought of that in a hot minute. But yeah, no, I love Pandorum. I'm trying to think of another one in that vein. I want to say. Is it Black Mountain Pass? There was a French film that I thought was Pandorum, but wasn't. I wonder. I know there is a French film that I've not seen, but it looks very Bloodborne-esque. I want to say it's called Brotherhood, but every time I see it, I'm just like, it just looks like Bloodborne. And it's like about, I'm assuming, people who hunt beasts, because that's typically what you would be wearing Bloodborne clothes for. But I believe it's French. That is not epoxy sculpt. That is resin. Where'd you go? There you are. Get in there. You're not fooling me. You're not plastic. You're epoxy sculpt. Alrighty. Well, this guy's covered in wet epoxy sculpt now, so I'm kind of going to need him to dry. So I might actually just kind of end it here. I've been going for an hour and 40, maybe 105. So this seems like it might be a good little stopping point. But I did want to still stream, that way I have at least something going on right now, since I'm not doing the solo board tonight. I just really needed to, my brain is just kind of fried today. But I got those guys ready for paint. I finally got those fucking arrows done. That took a lot longer. Eden log. I never finished it, so I don't know if it's good or not, but it's French. There's something else that I was thinking of, French related. Don't remember. Shoot. I think High Tension might have been the first French film I ever saw. Martyrs is French, I believe. Is Martyrs French? I bet it is. It seems like it would be. Yeah, I wonder why I wrote that Slammy lives in Sam's crawl space. Martyrs. I'm pretty sure it is. Yep, French. 2008. Something joined the Grim Dark Cinema Discord. Oh, I guess I should do that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's definitely a bleak movie, but it is so 40K. A very specific 40K. Some like real Inquisition shit. But that is a fucking gnarly bleak movie. It's hard to watch. I won't even say that for a second. It's not. But the concepts that it's about is very good. And very much in the vein of the Inquisitor character that I showed the other day. Kelly's character, Celicia Belve. She is a Inquisitor of the Ordo Oblationists, if I'm remembering that correctly. The Ordo Oblationists they are an extremely, divergent, let's see. Celicia Belve, yeah, Oblationists. Yep. Irtrove Malagat, that was the agent of the Council of Three, the Archmagos Abominari Carnicula, which means abominable flesh in Latin. Familiar with reel-to-reel Vox. Let's see, and then we had the Oblationist retinue, visually reminiscent of many FromSoft images, skulls, and memento mori are plentiful, as well as flames and other motives referencing damnation, covered in seals and blessings, as well as awards. Many cover bodies entirely to hide markings. Inquisitor Celicia Belve. The concept of sin eaters, which I don't believe I came up with sin eaters. Sin eaters are a thing that I think already existed very briefly in the lore, but I haven't looked at that note in a long time. But essentially, the oblationists seek to. They are like really, 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 really as far radical as I think you could get, but they believe that by damning themselves, they can save humanity. So it's very much the kind of themes and stuff that happen in the movie Martyrs are very much in that kind of like mentality and thinking of sacrificing one for the whole. It's fucked up, but yeah, I'm happy with this guy. We got to think about what kind of pants you're gonna wear, if any. Lord help us. We're gonna put a bunch of beads up in here, but I'm probably gonna glue those and then put like sculpt around them. So I might do that tomorrow morning. That might be what we're gonna be doing then. This guy should be dry by then, and we can start putting some detail to him. But I've had fun. This is a pretty quick little sculpt. I didn't want it to be too long of a thing, but I would like to make a wonky, goofy, big troll, and this guy just blasted his way into my head the other day. So I thought, how can I say no to that face, you know? Aww. All right, guys. Well, I think I will end it here. Thank you, Possum and Gardner, for hanging out with me, and anyone else that is watching this. Absolutely appreciate your time, as always. So, until tomorrow morning, there is a fuzz floating right in front of my face all night. No, I will look into the Grimdark Cinema Discord. I'm in so many Discords. But no, yeah, man. I'll check it. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Take care. Take care of yourselves and each other. Sit pretty. I'll see you in the morning. Bye, my sweets. Bye, Possum. Bye, friends. Man, there's another bop going on behind me. I gotta get out of here. There's so many